All right, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. It's usual summer hot weather out there. It's 90 something degrees out there. It's hanging out in the house though, because yesterday I had a lot of yard work, so I didn't really feel like doing anything today. But anyway, so we got some more role-playing games. We've got one from Chaosium, Larry Niven's Ringworld. If you've, back old school, science fiction readers will remember his Ringworld, stuff, and set on a big world which everybody claims they keep finding. When they find a new planet, that's might be some Ringworld around it or something. Anyway, so of course with a Ringworld it gives you a giant place to explore and everything like that. So this is set in an actual galaxy type thing, but focuses around adventures around the world, Ringworld and things like that. So this one came out in 1984. So it Chaosium also did RuneQuest and other things like that. Kind of a Greek Roman based role-playing game with the usual magic and everything like that. But anyway, so this one has 4 books. You got your Explorer book, which is the player's handbook plus combat systems and things like that. You've got a technology book with explaining technology, robots and equipment and things like that. You got your game master book, which is I've also got all the stuff that came in the box back in the day shoved in here. But this gives a campaign background, basically. There's no, like Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master's Guide, with all the stuff. And then, of course, you got a creatures book. It's a, percentage-based combat system, percentage-based skill system, things like that, just like RuneQuest. Your scores are give you pluses and minuses and things like that for your skill rolls and combat rolls and pretty much everything else. And you got characteristics, some of the usual suspects: strength, mass, constitution, intelligence, power, dexterity, appearance, and education. You got some other tables like defects and chronological ages, and I think there's for the chronological age, that's because there's ways of gaining back your youth, as it were. So, but your strength, mass, add the damage, combats. You get occupation points, which that's the way you buy your skills. You get your wealth by your pursuits or your class. There are no classes in this system. I don't think there were in RuneQuest, for that matter. But this is the Explorer book. Like I said, goes through very short, as it were, character generation system. It goes right into the gaming system, the actual rule system, the game system. Explaining how combat works and skill increases and time and movement. Combat's pretty basic. You roll against your skill to see if you hit, and you can aim for a location, and if you get hit, you take damage, not only overall damage, but damage to the location. You got dodge capabilities and things like that. Armor, if you happen to be wearing armor, armor will reduce the damage to a particular location. Of course, Some of the armor does no good against lasers. Some of the armor does no good against other types of damage. So, but you take damage and then you start losing body parts. Well, not so much. I mean, obviously, you're going to have some tip-top medical capabilities in the not-so-distant future. You know, it talks about the history of the whole Ringworld thing, which is kind of cool to read. I remember reading this back in the day, and you know, it was something that gives you some ideas. As a matter of fact, the amount of background in this particular game could be easily transferred over to, you know, Space Master or, you know, some other game system. It's pretty you know, comprehensive, which is kind of cool. Of course, it goes through all the different planets where people might be from. Jinx, Plateau, Margrave, We Made It, Silver Eyes, you know, all the various locations. They've got a whole thing about the Kazin, which are basically the only kind of alien, except for what you might find, you know, on another planet or something like that. But yeah, Kazintis were the cat people, and then, of course, they ended up in Starfleet battles as well as an entire race, you know, cat people who were pretty vicious, you know, at least in hand-to-hand combat. Puppeteers as well, that's another race, although it's kind of strange race. They give background on all these guys. And there's glossary in the back, and, you know, some character sheet type things. Creature's book is pretty standard. You know, it just gives stats on everything. Lots of stuff about dolphins. Dolphins are intelligent creatures. Fly around with a dolphin in a tank, I suppose, on your ship. But you know, it's really just exotic creatures, you know. Vampires. Then you got some animals. Of course, it's really easy to add your own, you know, animals because the stat sheets on them aren't, you know, totally comprehensive. So easily transferable from, say, the old Monstrous Compendium, D&D Monstrous Compendium or something like that. Like I said about the Games Master book, it just, I mean, an enormous amount of background on the Ringworld and the universe that it's located in, and how the transport systems work, and how communications works, and things like that. So, you know, it's not you know, too bad. Psionics, in case you you know, got that in your system. And you got a short adventure, you know, well, a couple pages long adventure, not bad. This is some hard science fiction. It's pretty, you know, not Star Wars type stuff, but definitely some hard sci-fi games. Let's see what else we got here. And we got a technology book. Like I said, it's pretty basic. I always have a feeling that they left something out here in each of these books. There was supposed to be something that they had to pull out because maybe they didn't have copyrights, you know, to. But you know, all about computers and things like that, and medicine, and drugs, and all the sorts of things you expect in a sci-fi type environment. Personal flyers, speeders, gun sights, laser weapons, you know, put one of those on your shark, whatever. But you know, they go into the protective devices, the armor, you know, telling you how much armor, what each of these pieces of armor does. I don't see any full, you know, battle armor or anything like that, but easily designed, right? Anyway, that's it for Chaosium's Ringworld, based on the Larry Niven novels. Definitely a fun read, so definitely go out if you can find a copy of those. Should be pretty easy to find online, I would imagine. And anyway, that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Perdido Key gaming, whether it's Magic or Magic the Gathering or another RPG or another board game. And we'll catch you on the flip side. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've seen any other game systems based on Larry Niven's Ring.